Welcome,
Hi.
Jonas. This is Global Digest. We are global think tank, and we are analyzing global issue like politics, geopolitics, and migrant and refugee, all kind of issue. So I got your information. You are also advocating for refugee rights. So let us know us about your organization, what you have done, and what you are going to do in the future for your organization. Please share your knowledge to the people. Please,
Yeah, sure.
Jonas.
Thanks for having me, John.
You're welcome.
Yeah, so I'm a founder of Enterprise, and we are supporting refugees on the way to self-employment. And we do this through our platform, which is a network, a community platform where refugee founders can find advice from experienced entrepreneurs and especially entrepreneurs who have been refugees themselves. And so they share the same history, the same cultural background, and often the same language.
Yeah.
So if you're a founder, you can ask on our website basically anything with regard to creating your own business, and you'll find advice from someone who has already done it and can share his or her experience.
So I saw in your website, you mentioned several lists of the entrepreneur or different field, the expert are there in the list. So they are directly able to help, or they are just counseling them. Example, for investment for refugee in Europe, if they want to do business and they want to do some investment, can they directly help to able to set up their business in there and to secure all this necessary support financially or logistically? How much your organization can help them, refugee?
Yeah, so we as an organization are not investing in any businesses. We have a couple of advisors who have successful businesses and who can tell from their experience which kind of funding resources they have used. Here in Europe, you have a couple of funding resources that are, for example, linked to job centers or to government programs. And yeah, these advisors can direct you to the respective programs they have used and then advise you, maybe give you some tips on what you should consider in your application. And I think that applies to all over the world. I mean, there are funding resources from other NGOs, from crowdfunding platforms, from USAID, for example, in Uganda. And you need to know about them. And that's where we create basically the link. If you ask someone who has already used these programs, they will be happy to help and tell you where to go.
So using your platform, your website, how many refugees already have done entrepreneurship, example, entrepreneurship, also maybe many other fields. So how many you have successful and how many you did not successful? You can share.
Sure. So it's a quite recent project. We started one month ago with our website. So we have already 15 advisors on the platform, and we're tracking the numbers of people who are creating their business through us. But yeah, so the numbers are quite low because we just started, but we see that there's interest, and that there are founders approaching us and searching for someone who can give them a piece of advice.
How many people so far they found
Yeah.
as they set up business?
So usually we get like one request per week on from a founder who's looking for an advisor.
When did you start your business, your organization?
We launched the website 1 month ago.
Recently.
It's really recent.
Recently,
yeah, it's really recent.
Yeah. So you have a team member or any colleague in your organization? You can explain a little bit your organization so people can know more.
Yeah, sure. So it's possible to reach us through, for example, Facebook. We have a Facebook page, and we also have our website, enterprise.com. On enterprise.com, you also find the links to our Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn. And whatever you choose as a channel, we will be happy to help and answer. So feel free to reach out to us.
See, I mean, you have a couple of advisors and a lot of consultants, but you are the only one, the main developing this project, this organization. Is something like that?
I do have really skilled co-founders who are working on various areas. So we have people working on the marketing side, we have people working on the research side and customer service side and the design parts. So yeah, we are a team of 6 people, and yeah, really all really motivated and committed to bring this forward.
And you get any sponsor from government or any organization around your a supporter for you?
Yeah, so we got a small government grant recently, or it was better say it was an award.
Germany government.
So we got 2 grants in total during our project lifetime, and yeah, that's how we sustain ourselves for the moment. But we also looking
from Germany government, right?
These are government from the German government, and we're looking into building a sustainable financial model where we can sustain ourselves and don't depend on grants and awards. But for now, everything is free on our website, and we will definitely keep all the advisory free, and then look into how we can create something where people who can afford to pay something can help sustain the platform for everyone.
Right. I mean, you did well. It's a piece of tool for who are in need, who are helpless, like refugee and many migrants. Once they are Argentine, it will be very useful from online, easily to access counseling, consultant, anything from your webpage. And you also have any other field? I mean, I'm just mentioned business. You have other field, and what other program you can share us interesting, like the other social welfare program, or social lives in Germany or Europe?
Well, we focus really on self-employment and helping people who are already in Germany or already in a country.
Who are already German citizen or not yet?
No, not German, not necessarily. And you don't we also have advisors in Turkey, and we have advisors in Ethiopia and Uganda. So it's really an international program. But you need to have the legal status to become self-employed. And if you're unsure about it, you can definitely
What is a minimum legal status requirement in Germany to get a legal, entrepreneurship business?
Sure. So in Germany, to become self-employed, you need usually to be a recognized refugee, a recognized asylum seeker under subsidiary protection.
There is two different things, recognized refugee and asylum seeker. Asylum seeker mean not yet finished the process of the application, refugee application. They may not be recognized as refugee status, but they are in the process of refugee. You mean?
Sorry, let me correct myself. Yeah,
asylum seeker,
recognized refugee or recognized, or you're granted asylum. So there are different legal status. In German, you're either granted asylum or you're granted a refugee status. Sorry, yeah, you're right. This is.
I see. Not asylum seeker cannot do, right?
No, just as an asylum seeker, you're not allowed to be self-employed. Go. We are really focusing on integration. So this is a part which comes after you have been granted asylum or refugee status or any other kind of protection. So
but yourself is your grandparents, your parents are refugee, right?
Yeah, my grandparents have actually met in a refugee camp, but they came in a different time, and they came as German refugees from former German parts in Eastern Europe. So this is a completely different story.
I see.
Sure. So yeah, language barrier is one big challenge. Bureaucratic obstacles because people don't know the bureaucracy in Germany is another big challenge. There are also cases of discrimination, obviously, and there's also the huge issue that qualifications are not necessarily recognized. So if you have a diploma or a degree from a country that is beyond the European Union, it's really difficult to get it recognized in Germany. And that is, or these are a couple of reasons why people also move into self-employment. And that's also a reason why we designed our platform in English and Arabic at the moment and not in German, because we try to adapt to the needs of refugees and that they feel more comfortable in asking someone who speaks their language and who understands their specific situation in a new country, in a new culture, and can help to mediate and explain differences, explain how the bureaucracy works here, how what specific technical terms in the tax code mean or in the business registration mean.
Right.
So these advisors are not just business experts, they are also intercultural mediators to help overcome these obstacles you mentioned.
I see. It's in Germany, they don't accept English as official language or at least a secondary language. So common people they don't use. So majority of German, they don't use English. But they may understand, right?
Yeah, a lot of people speak English, and even the younger generation a bit more than the older, but still it's not an official language.
So maybe it may be difficult when you do something official things. You cannot use English all the time, right?
No, not at all. Yeah, like every form that you have to fill out is in German.
I see. And the other thing is, once you develop this platform to their own language, but I'm not sure how this, their own language, their own culture can work in Germany, because you have to do business among Germany, inside Germany. So
we have never met any refugee or migrant who refused to learn German. everyone wants to learn German and wants to integrate and wants
Right.
to communicate also with the host society. And there's a great desire to learn German and speak German as well. The reason why there are still some need for seeking advice in Arabic or English is that you feel a bit more familiar with your native language, and there are some difficult German terms that might be easier to understand if you ask someone in your own language. So it's really about cultural mediation and not about cultural separation.
I see. I mean, initially it's very they need to do such kind of meditation, the kind of linkage between their own language and German or local language. So
There is, but it's hard to grasp, and because there's always this sense of, or you have you believe that there, or you fear that there's discrimination, which is much larger than what is statistically accounted for as discrimination. And that's why it's really hard to grasp. And in the end, it's what matters is like how people are treated. And if they don't feel treated well, then we have an issue. And I think that's something every society has to work on to better live together with different people from different places in the world. Well, if you face discrimination, there are laws that protect you. So basically, you have the legal recourse in case you can prove that you have been discriminated against. And then there are definitely also organizations that work towards advocacy. And there are also government agencies who are working on helping people who have been discriminated against.
but you are doing linkage, you make meditation with the local language and the multicultural language. So even not much, but at least you have to do some initial meditation, right? Your organization is doing such thing, right?
Mediation, like we're focusing on like they're doing mediation, but this is implicit. Like if you ask someone who is from your own country and your own culture, has a refugee background, he has gone or she has gone through the process of, for example, registering a business, and he or she can tell you, yeah, you go there and there, and this is how it works in Germany. This is a bit different. Like we know it from our own country. You have to fill out this paper first, then go there. And you have to, dress this way, and people expect that you wait in front of the door, that you're punctual, whatever. So these kind of mediation between different customs, I think that happens automatically if people are new to a country and someone who's more experienced help and understand their perspective.
And there is the migrant and refugee whoever immigrated in South Korea. There are very some kind of there are many social problems. One is language problem. It's not easy to learn Korean language by immigrant. And second thing is they cannot easily adapt to Korea Confucian culture. It's very difficult and it's not easily accepted like international social, international international lifestyle. You have to force to follow local lifestyle. So there are many difficulty
It's
problems.
definitely that people who are new to a country lack a local network. They lost their network back home, and now they have to rebuild their network in the host country. And that's where Enterprise can step in and help, at least in the sphere of creating your business, a network of helpful people.
At least you should have general knowledge about multicultural facing the problem in the country, like first is food problem, or first is a language problem, or other culture thing, what is problem. At least you should know, I guess you may know that I have some background of the problem, the main problem. So if you know the problem, you can treat the problem. That is the system, you know. If any patient, you should know their disease, their problem. Only then the doctor can do treatment, something like that. You are doing something clinic, you know. So at least even you are not medical doctor, at least you are going to give guideline to the medical doctor. So that is my point.
So the problem with the patient is, as I said, if you come to a country and you're new to the country, you lack a local network because you lost your network in your country which you had to leave. So you're coming to, for example, Germany, you don't have a local network, and that applies to basically every area in life. Where we're focusing on with Enterprise is on your network if you wish to become self-employed. If you want to create your own business, then we create a network for you where you can ask for advice, where you can find business partners, where you can find someone who can tell you where to go if you have a problem with regard to creating your business.
So same in Korea, we should know each migrant and majority of migrant and many migrant, what is their problem, the issue. We have to survey first, we should know first. And then we can able to solve. That is my suggestion to you, as you want to be immigrant advocate or a supporter or helping them. What your organization mainly doing on these different countries.
Yeah, so the case that we have advisors from different parts of the world is because we were really lucky to have experienced entrepreneurs who said, yes, we are willing to help and give back. And these people had refugee background themselves. So they are really part of the community and we don't want to exclude anyone. And the the benefit is, like, even if you're based in another country and you speak to a social entrepreneur, for example, from Ethiopia, he can tell you a lot about how to structure your ideas. And this is really independent of the country where you are. So there are really questions with regard to founding a business, with regard to becoming self-employed, which don't depend on your host country. This is, like business development, marketing strategies, online especially. There are a couple of pragmatic questions that you can talk to with anyone in the world, basically. And it often helps to talk to someone who has the refugee lens or the migrant lens.
I see. You are saying you helping each other, like developing any project or any program. You can sharing each other from different countries.
Yeah, as I said, our focus is really on not registering, founding a business, becoming self-employed as a path to employment and a career potentially.
Right.
We are not in the other sectors, and as we know that there are a ton of really great and fantastic NGOs and companies and government agencies who are doing great work in the other areas. So we want to be a complement and not a competitor and something that already exists.
It's good. I mean, you have to do many things as well. I found that you should do more and more.